Alright, welcome back everybody. Just finished saving Game Ravenous, and now we're on our way back to what is it? I forget the name of this Almorca, to go see what the Duke's up to.
Who are you? You got no business with us.
I believe this is the same pirate Darza we fought in the Chaos side.
5,000 gold on this one's head.
Except this time, Darza, we're not going to traipse up to Darza's island to fight his wife. You'll also probably recognize, you may recognize by the collar who that other berserker is. But I'll spoil the surprise here. On the lawful side of the playthrough, you get to recruit the Pan, who is he's a bro. He was a little bit of like a cheeky bastard in the Chaos side until Vice killed him. But like, he's a bro through and through. He's very interested in making money, but he's also, like I said, he's like, it's like kind of one of those things like armor. He kind of has the Han Solo thing to him a little bit, where it's like, Princess, I'm only in this for the money. I'm a smuggler. I'm one of the people who's only out for himself to make money. And then it turns out, no, I'm gonna swoop in with Millennium Falcon. I'm part of the group that's gonna help overthrow the Empire, because I'm actually a good guy. That's in my opinion, that's the Pan, at least on this side of the playthrough. You know, he's in it for the money, yes, but like, he's like your bro. Particularly if you get keep him alive and you get to his ending. He's like, well, looks like the war is over. I guess I'll go home now and count my monies. It's like, well, you know, Zapan, there's a lot of stuff we can do to make to make Valeria great. And you could stay and help. He's like, I don't know about that. He says, well, if you really want to leave, I guess all of this money I have. And he's like, money, you say? Actually, he doesn't say anything about money. But he ends up like choosing, even though there's no money, I think he ends up sticking around. Because he's like, Denim, you're such a bro. I love you. And you're like, Zapan, you're a bro too. He's also, because he's a portrait, I'll call them portrait characters. I've been calling them portrait or title characters the entire time. He gets better statistics than a normal berserker that you could recruit. I sometimes wonder, you know how, I don't know if you've ever seen or heard about the Final Fantasy 1 challenge, where you play as, originally it was originally as a team of white mages, and then they changed it. Well, I think it was originally a team of black mages, then they changed it to a team of white mages, then they changed it to a singular black mage and then a singular white mage. And yes, you are able to actually, it's a long playthrough, it's a complicated thing where you pick your battles, but it's possible to do. I sometimes think about like this sort of game, like, what if you made all berserkers? Could you beat the game with only berserkers? Or could you beat the game with only archers or something? That would be a tough one, I'm not gonna lie. You'd have to have some of your archers, or all of your archers would have to be equipped with daggers of some sort. I can't imagine. I mean, you would basically take the archer, and some of your archers would be long-range archers. Some of them would be crossbow people who would be not as long-range, but would still be ranged characters, but they would be kind of like fusiliers, where they would be dependent on having a clear angle to shoot straight. And then you would probably have some sort of hybrid frontliner that have daggers that you would use to sort of hold off the enemy from really making their way into the back lines where your long range and medium range archer slash crossbowmen are. And I think you'd have to spend a lot of time focusing down on like who's the closest, most dangerous character on the board right now, and then go from there. And then I guess you could probably make it pretty. It'd be a lot easier if you don't do what I do, which is I tend to ignore the fact that you can equip people with healing potions, healing salves. I tend to let my healers do that. You know, let them use their magic to heal instead of saying, okay, Lindell, you took 500 damage. Use this healing salve to, you know, replace the 500 damage you lost, or half of that. You'd be a little bit more grindy because you'd have to go and get more gold. Make sure that instead of having a healer, you would have enough healing stuff on your guys to act as sort of like a secondary healer. Unfortunately, I don't think the archer class has the thrill ability like the Fusilers and Beast Tamers have. So you would have to basically carry your own healing stuff on you, which is very doable, I know. What else? Healing wise, I don't think you could do strictly healer in this game. They don't do like, again, I forget that all of these people seem to have access to daggers. And daggers basically are like, okay, we're gonna give you cudgels, but cudgels aren't gonna do any damage. We'll give you some variation of either a dagger or hammer or shield, and those will do damage, but they won't do a ton of damage. Plus, you're a squishy little Lobuna, so you probably are going to die before you actually can do any significant damage.
You're a rare breed of bounty hunter.
Again, he's talking about bounty hunters.
Bounty this, bounty that. I'm just a mercenary.
Mercenary.
And you're not from these islands. Feathers the wrong color. The mainland, is it?
Yes, as it happens. A mercenary like yourself. Not in over your head by any chance.
Holds the pan in over his head? Ha! I'm tempered in 100 battles. When I stare death in the eye, death blinks. It'll take more than
A handful of pirates to take me
I
down.
like a challenge.
I like a challenge. Said one berserker to the next. They're both nuts. That's sort of the long story on that one. So I'm trying not to talk about any sort of more current events because I'm not really sure when these episodes are going to air. In an effort to catch up on the missed episodes that I had in April and May. There's been a lot of like 2-day episodes. You know, like 2 a day, 2 episodes per day upload. So when you upload 2 episodes a day, you're making up progress on one singular day, you know. If you're 10 days behind, you have to upload 20 videos to catch up, okay? I know we can all do math, Chris. It's very simple, but in saying that, you know, if you sit down and you play 5 levels, and each level is roughly, say, an episode, okay? You know, that's 2.5 days worth of episodes. So if I'm recording 5 episodes all at once, then, you know, that pushes, if I have no more in my backlog, that pushes me out, you know, a couple days, which is not usually a big deal, but in terms of like, you know, video game announcements, particularly current political events, unless we're complaining more as in a general consensus about, well, I think the country should go in this direction. I think, like, nothing stays stable long enough for anyone to talk about it. Because by the time you say something like, you know, the Strait of Hormuz is open, it's closed again. And by the time you say it's closed, it's open again. By the time you have a peace deal brokered, you're back to war. And everything is so uneven, you know, right now, because, you know, I mean, I can blame President Trump for a million things, but his inconsistency kills me more than anything. Where, you know, I don't know if it's necessarily this bad. I was told that it could, you know, someone had said that it was this bad, but I don't actually have the records to prove it. But like at noon, he was looking for a peace deal. Then at like 12:05, they had come to an agreement on a peace deal. Then at 12:10, the deal was off, and then they were back to war again. And then by 12:30, they were talking about another. It's like, okay, that's fine. I get it. Talks are in you know, things that you want to get done. Negotiations are always on a sliding, you know, you're going back and forth. You want this, they want that. You're going back and forth. But like, you don't come out of halfway through your meeting and go, we got a deal, we're gonna get it signed, we're gonna ink it up here in just a minute, and then, you know, come out 10 minutes later and go, we tore the deal up. It's all trash. It was complete trash from the beginning. You know, like some level of like, okay, let me follow the storyline here. Okay, you wanted to negotiate. The negotiations didn't go well. You guys decided to renegotiate the deal. You know, this occurs over the course of like hours or days, not over the course of a half an hour. So, and then other things as well, like, you know, Nintendo does a Nintendo Direct or something like that. And then, you know, oh, everyone's complaining about, I don't know, how ugly Star Fox looks. And then you find out, oh, well, that was just a hoax. Or no, it wasn't a hoax. And that's really real. But by the time the episode comes out, people have been already arguing and talking about it for a week. And then it's like old news. It's like, why are you talking about it in this episode like it's brand new, you know? Yeah.
The pirate's death for me.
It's a pirate's life for me. Something, 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 something.
A tight scrape, that. I don't think I'd have made it on my own.
The
I don't think anyone would make it on
Reached
their
the
own.
bounty.
Except for maybe
Who are
like
you?
Denim
No criminal, if that's what you're
at his
thinking.
highest level with
I'm
his
a
best
Wallister, same
armor
as you.
and
Hired on
abilities
with the
all
Resistance.
attached.
But my boss man died on the Sanji Weald, for I saw a single Goth. Any road. I must have left an impression on the Galgastani. They
Put-
went
put
to
the
put a
bounty on me
bounty
head.
on my head.
Then it is true. The Resistance lost.
Also,
to Sanji.
Zapan's voice actor is
I thought you
clearly
were
a
all on the way back
well-known,
to Almorica.
well-respected voice
Plenty
actor
dead on
because
all sides.
I'm pretty sure
Don't worry.
he's one of
The
those
Duke's
Disney
alive.
voice actors.
I reckon both armies are headed home to lick their wounds. The way I see it, he owes me some coin. I'm off to Almorica to collect.
Because he sounds a
Hey,
lot like Pete from,
Not headed that way, are you?
you know,
If you
Peg
need
Leg
another
Pete.
sword, you can hire mine for a song.
Why not?
We could use all the
I
help we
want
can get.
Japan. I want all my
It's a
characters
deal,
on
then.
my team.
And don't forget your part of the bargain, eh? When we reach Almorica, be sure and tell the Duke you hired me on. I will throw it on top of what he owes me.
Please tell him that I'm a fine gent and I deserve extra money. Anyways, we're gonna keep moving along. I'm gonna recruit Japan here, and next time we come back, we're gonna be heading towards Almorca.